is good. But getting that McDonald's breakfast 2 minutes before it stops being served, that tastes even better.
Welcome to the State Champions Invitational presented by Geico. We are at Doyle Gymnasium in the Straz Family Fieldhouse at Berkeley Prep in Tampa, Florida for today's matchup between #1 ranked and undefeated Sidwell Friends from DC and Centennial High School out of Nevada. The boys' final is set and the girls' final is nearly set. Our second matchup of two, Lake Highland Prep dispatched of Woodward Academy 81-57. We'll see if Sidwell Friends can do that with Centennial here. Could be a 1-2 matchup, but we're a long ways away from that. Matt Schick, Brooke Weisbrod. You know, in college sports, they say, my conference can beat your conference. My conference better than yours. This is all about bragging rights and being able to say my state is better than your state. State champs going toe-to-toe.
That's right. We'll see. You know, if Nevada's got something to say, then they made the long trip here, and we'll make it worth it. And really for Sidwell, I mean, they're the #1 team in the country out of DC. Nothing left to prove, but they would certainly like to walk out of here with a championship. But you got two great programs with significant coaches who have been around a very long time in their programs, have established themselves as one of the best. And some high caliber players, including one of the top players in the espnW. #2 overall, Kiki Rice, McDonald's All-American. She is so much fun to watch manage the game. She's got handles. She's got the finish, the flair, everything you can ask for. And oh, by the way, she's a 6-foot point guard, headed out west to play at UCLA. I love how she keeps her head up at all times, and she makes the difficult plays look easy, Matt. I mean, just something like this with a little roll, little English. Yeah, exactly. And walked away with the MVP at the McDonald's All-American game. And on the other side, Charlize O'Heary, a 6'1" junior guard forward. She's a left-handed player. You see all the accolades, and when I watch her play, she got little tints of Asia Wilson in her game. Check it out. This has been a Centennial High School team that has won 13 state championships in their history, coming off their most recent one. Head coach Karen Weitz and the Bulldogs taking on Tamika Dudley, their head coach, and Sidwell Friends, the Quakers, 28-0. Sports Center next, #1 ranked team, the #1 seed here. Centennial High, 18-3 on the season. And we are underway. One thing you'll notice when you watch the Quakers play, this is a team that is extremely balanced. The ball will touch a lot of hands, including Jadyn Donovan, 6-foot junior guard. Somebody to definitely keep your eye out on. And another turnover. Again, you see the lineup for Centennial. And Mary McMorris, the leader, as Kiki Rice also getting into the scoring action. And McMorris handling the basketball. She's their vocal leader. And for Sidwell Friends, there you see Kiki Rice is already on the board in this 4-0 lead. Keep your eyes on Jadyn Donovan, #10 in the junior class. And #22, Kendall Dudley, the daughter of Tamika Dudley, who is also a part of this big three. There's Jadyn Donovan right there, 10th in her class according to ESPN. Wonderful scouts who've done their diligent homework there. She's a dynamic scorer, she's athletic. And that's Dudley. Centennial in the blue, Sidwell Friends in the white. And Lake Highland Prep awaits in tomorrow's championship, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPNU. Officials, Matthew Gear, Justin Vermillion, and Marshall O'Shields today. And the turnover, the flip, she goes into the table. Kiki Rice pokes that one free. A collision near mid-court, and oh my goodness. Oh boy. That's Kia Miller, #11 for Sidwell Friends, who took the brunt of that contact there. A good hustle play, Kiki Rice, you see, just trying to keep the play alive for her team. Ooh, and Miller gonna try to shake that one off. Miller will inbound. Kiki Rice, McDonald's All-American. There's that one inside. Kendall Dudley, left hand and good. Top
5 in the sophomore class with the dish from Kiki Rice.
You're going to see a lot of this today. Just great vision from Rice, and Dudley, she good. She's real good. 6'2", just a sophomore. Ranked ranked 4th, I should say, as a sophomore, and her mom said it. I mean, she does it all for us. She's a willing passer, defends post to perimeter, knocks down shots. She is one of the premier players in this tournament.
Now going the other way. Out of bounds and scaling the Geico sign. That's some free advertising.
It's hurdle season.
Jadyn Donovan. And there is the head coach, Tamika Dudley, in her 3rd season, 28-0. Naismith Coach of the Year, of course, did not play last year because of COVID, but my goodness, what a job she has done here.
Yeah, so I asked her before the game, I said, you know, how do you get everybody to share the ball as well as you do? And she said, you know, this is just, it's the players, it's their unselfishness, their attitude. She goes, and I put a little bit of fear into them. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, she was at Woodbridge, won a state title in 2018. She had high expectations for herself there. And a 5-second call. Matt Schickberg, Weisbrod, 6-0 lead here for Sidwell friends. Pushing that one ahead. That was denied. Powell just got kind of caught in the air as they're still looking for their first point.
Yeah, a little pull-up jump shot would have done you well. Trying to do too much when you're that low into the basket, it's not going to end in a good result. And 9 times out of 10, just go ahead and take the easy play, take the shot.
Kendall Dudley. Easy going to the hoop, and then she'll get called for that offensive foul. Then the head coach of Centennial, Karen Weitz, had a good conversation with her on the phone pregame. Again, 13 state titles. She's been the only coach that they have known. Coached every team, coached the team every year since 05, 06.
That's incredible.
She was a pretty good athlete herself. Talking to her about winning the 1988 National Junior College Championship in the javelin. Was a first-team All-American and also won a national title at UNLV in the javelin.
Yeah, that is awesome. My college roommate, my freshman year, threw the javelin and did the hammer and all that. And just to kind of watch her preparation, film work, like what she had to do to get ready. I mean, track and field athletes, they are different. It's such a precise sport, so it was fascinating to watch.
The inside gets that one off the glass, and it's an 8-0 lead here for Sidwell friends.
I love Dudley's energy.
Boyd rejected there. Oh, wow, Donovan. Jadyn Donovan with the rejection, but she will get called for the foul.
Watch Jadyn Donovan, 6 foot. Her athleticism is off the charts. I mean, let's see. Oh, got a little piece of the wrist there, a little piece, mostly ball.
Kanaya Boyd, sophomore guard, still looking for their first points. High motor defender, usually guards the best player on the opposing team. As you get a look at Coach, who said to put a bow on the javelin story. You can't just have a quick javelin story. She said she won it junior college, and then UNLV took notice. And they needed, you know, their track and field team was good. They needed a javelin thrower, you know, to pick up some points for their tournaments and their meets. And she said, you know, I'd like the javelin, but I wasn't really sure I wanted to go to UNLV. And her parents, because of what she was going to be able to do there at UNLV, her parents said, no, you're going to UNLV. I said, all right.
They're going to pay these bills.
That's right.
You're going to be a running rebel.
That's right. It's free if it's for me.
It's for me. I know that's right. My mom said the same thing. If you want to go out of state, you better get somebody to pay for it.
Someone's giving you a scholarship on the debate team to go and take. Look at that feed inside. It's a great way to get on the board on a great feed from Montaya Dew to Kennedy Lee.
Yeah, Dew headed to play for the University of Arizona. And she's somebody to keep your eye on as well. As Rice hits the bucket, it won't count to the free throw line. But yeah, Dew, you can put her in the one spot, the 5 spot, whatever you need, she's going to get it done.
Dudley trying to work her way. That's a great feed. Donovan unable to connect. See if Centennial can get some things going offensively. Mary McMorris, no good. Rebound from Rice and foul.
We said the more aggressive team is typically going to win the game. And so you see early on Sidwell, they came out firing, getting into the lane. Kiki Rice doing good work with passing abilities. And Centennial quick to respond here. Got down 8-0, but they're finding their way in this game.
Got a commercial break, next whistle. Nice feed inside, left hand to Donovan. And a good feed there from Kaya Miller. Morris. Kennedy Lee, no, strong rebound there from Dillard, gets poked away. Here's Kiki Rice to Leah Harmon. Kiki Rice, #2 player in the espnW. Right, that feed, but Dudley turns that one over. That was 8-0. Sidwell Friends now up 10-3, looking to continue their undefeated season from Tampa.
There's a moment when we find our stride, and tomorrow belongs to us. This is the moment it all starts. It could happen if we're given the chance to play.
This is Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand. This stuff works. This stuff works down to the root, so weeds don't come back. This stuff works without hurting your back. This stuff works guaranteed or your money back. This is Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand. This stuff works.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for McDonald's, that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive.
It only takes a second for an everyday item to become dangerous. Tide Pod's Child Guard Pack helps keep your laundry packs in a safe place and your child safer. To close, twist until it clicks. Tide Pod's Child Guard Packaging.
The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Is that the Credit One Bank Platinum X5 Visa?
Yeah.
For your fealty, I bestow a gift.
Great.
Get 5% cashback rewards. Visit creditonebank.com.
The State Champions Invitational is presented by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance. Here in Tampa for the inaugural State Champions Invitational, and the boys team from Sidwell Friends was a part of this event yesterday. Took part yesterday, lost to Calvary Christian, but won the state championship. Look at that, boys and girls combined 57-1, and both taking part of this event. That's so cool.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. You love to see it when, you know, that both teams can support each other really, but when you have combined success like that, really says a lot about the program, the school, the administration, setting them up for success. And shout out to the players and the parents. It takes a lot of dedication. We saw Montverde take home both Geico National Championships last weekend, the girls and the boys. And fellas out here to support the ladies who are off to a great start, 10-3. And I think, you know, what we expected to see from Sidwell Friends. Everybody getting involved in the action, making it difficult for Centennial to even get a good look. There's a lot of dribbling from Centennial High School right now. They need to do more passing and less holding on to the ball.
And McMorris going to try and set things up here with 10 on the shot clock.
It's 6-2 on 5-5.
Oof. There's Kiki Rice. And throws that one ahead. Here's Leah Harmon.
And we're here with the look back and the underhand layup. Little scoop. Little flare. Change the move.
Spin move, that one off the glass. That's Mary McMorris. And again, we're going the other way. Jadyn Donovan finish, no. Crashing into the Geico side behind us.
Don't need new Geico.
Pair of double zeros there. That Geico, they were testing fate with that hurdle earlier.
It's okay, we got an insurance claim for that. We'll be all right. We met the deductible already by being in the gym. Geico's gonna hook it up. They'll be right back and running.
On the shot clock again, just 3 points here in this first quarter for Centennial.
Just suffocating defense from the Quakers.
Morris. Just with the rebound, pushing it ahead. They've got numbers again. Harmon again.
It's going to be a long day for Centennial. If they can't get some ball movement here, just settle their offense down. You know, a lot of times, if you can't score, you got to go back and rely on your defense. Try to create some defense or offense from your defense. This is what I mean about Kiki Rice and her vision. It's one of the best parts about her game. Already looking up to see who's down there. She just got the rebound. Great outlet pass. I don't know if 2 dribbles that still counts as the assist. I'm gonna give it to her. Leah Harmon with the finish. And Leah's a player too at 5'5". She can run the point. You can put Kiki at the 2. It's a great combo option for Sidwell friends. There you go.
That bucket is good. That's CC. Jadyn. Sophomore guard, and now a turnover going the other way. Montaya Dew, the Arizona commit. Top 20 in the junior class with a bucket.
Another good thing when you watch Kiki Rice plays her footwork, which makes a lot of sense because she was the DC Player of the Year in basketball and soccer. She commands so much attention. She's got the ball in her hands. Look at the defense. They all got to pay attention to her. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. She's still willing to take them on.
They've seen the scouting report. They've seen the highlights on YouTube.
Yeah, one's pretty good. We're gonna have to throw some extra defenders at her. She doesn't get phased either. You put a lot of pressure on her. That's fine, and that's what you want out of a point guard. You can stay calm under pressure.
4 points for Kiki Rice.
It's a lot of dribbling, right? If you use one player for 4 or 5 seconds, it's not good.
Turnover, this is going back to the Quakers. 28-0 on the season. SportsCenter Next ranked #1 in our rankings. Pretty impressive mark. Kiki being defended by Danae Powell. Charlize O'Heary. 10 on the game clock. Gonna try and get this shot off. D-Nice Powell, no. And that will stay here with 6 on the clock at the end of the first quarter. Bring up to Dew, but it gets knocked away. 1 on the clock. Rice,
oh,
yes,
boy.
and the foul. Kiki Rice, the UCLA signee, ending the first quarter with some hoop and some harm and some insult to injury for Centennial.
Well, what a play. I love the in-play communication between her and Ava Gregory. Gregory got the steal. And Kiki Rice, you know, she didn't bark at her teammate to say, hey, you know, pass me the ball. She was like, hey, I'm open, I'm in front of you, you know, lead me with the pass, and she did.
What a first quarter for Sidwell friends, and what a first quarter for Kiki Rice.
Can she handle the bright lights of LA? This play right here should let you know. Clock winding down, under pressure, taking contact. Kiki to the line for a 3-point play.
Fridays. It's almost like whoever named the best day of the week was trying to tell us to celebrate it with fries. Free Fries Friday at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
There's a moment when we find our stride, and tomorrow belongs to us. This is the moment it all starts. It could happen if we're given the chance to play.
But you don't know what to do next?
How do you get in front of companies or get a patent?
Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors just like you for over 35 years.
And thousands of people contact them every month.
You can meet with an InventHelp representative near you who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. And they offer 3D animations and prototyping services, showing companies how your invention could work. And InventHelp's exclusive data bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to confidentially review new ideas like yours.
Don't wonder what to do next. Take action right now and get the help you need from InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today. The call and the information are free. Call now.
800-547-9730. That's 800-547-9730 now.
Matt Schick alongside Brooke Weisbrod, Sidwell friends out of D.C., looking to finish their undefeated season with a 19-7 lead on Centennial here on the campus of Berkeley Prep. Look at this championship season. They just cruised through their schedule, 28-0, state champs, and the player and coach of the year, Naismith Girls High School Player of the Year, and Kiki Rice, and high school coach of the year, Tamika Dudley.
Yeah, congratulations to both ladies. This is just, it's so exciting. And the season they've had, you go undefeated, you're ranked first in the country, you grab your state championship. But it's definitely a team effort for this squad, and I think they really thrive on that. They enjoy that. The chemistry's good. Just talking to the young ladies last night at the banquet, you could tell like they get along, they care for each other, and that makes a big difference on the floor. You're going to help pick each other up when you have moments like that. And Centennial's going to have to pick up their defense now in the second quarter. They need to make a splash in this game. It's got to start right now.
Bulldogs doing some work there on the defensive end with a 19-7 deficit here. As Kiki Rice will inbound. Yeah, Tamika Dudley, she inherited a team that went 23-6 the previous season. This is her third season as the head coach. 3-ball, Miller, yes. Miller on the board. 5 players have scored for the Quakers. And once she took over, the Quakers went 25-6 in her first season. They reached the state final, and now they are just the team to beat in the state and in the area. You can ill afford to do that against this talented team.
Yeah, and they love to force turnovers. I mean, we can talk all day about how good their offense is, but to me, a big part of their game is defense and the balance. Everybody wants to get after it and defend. See Centennial try to take Kiki Rice out of handling the ball. They're going to try and face guard her, switch up some defenders, see if that works. If you're Kiki Rice in the Sidwell Friends program, you've seen just about every defense you can. The big three, Donovan, Dudley, and Kiki Rice.
Kiki Rice with 15 on the shot clock. Crafty behind the back dribble, gives it up to the hoop. That one is smooth. Leah Harmon, we've seen her on the fast break, and then she breaks one off. That was terrific.
5'5" doing it, a sophomore guard. And this is the kind of tournament and games, right? We talked about this in the first outing, where if you're not getting recruited or highly seen, a game like this could really put your name in the conversation amongst a lot of big-time coaches. Kiki Rice has gotten this game kicked off. She's already in the scorer's part, getting rebounds, getting assists, doing all kinds of work. And giving that one up to the 5'5", Leah Harmon for the finish.
Kiki Rice, they will give her an assist on that, we'll see officially, but 7 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists already.
Oh, are we on triple-double watch
I mean,
already?
is it too early to start that? Okay.
No.
All right.
Remember doing that in the first round with Olivia Miles from Notre Dame. Like, okay, yeah, she's got that ability. Kiki plays a bit like Olivia Miles.
Olivia did get that triple-double.
She definitely did, yeah. And did it with flair. Also a terrific soccer player, Olivia Miles. So I wonder if it kind of runs in the blood if you play soccer and hoops. Lost her shoe on that block, too. It's Mary McMorris, who signed with Northern Arizona. Their 5'5" senior guard, the leader. Getting a pep talk there from Kania Boyd.
Yeah, Boyd and McMorris, both the leaders on this team, both athletic and gritty competitors here for this Centennial High School state champion team out of Nevada. 5A state champs.
Well, I give Karen Weitz and this program a lot of credit. You know, it's not easy to travel all the way from Nevada to get here. We mentioned it. They've been up since 2 a.m. their time yesterday. Traveled all day, practiced, got to the banquet last night. So just, trying to find your rhythm, your legs, it's not easy to do.
What a crazy season as well. Did not have that 2020, 2021 season. Still had an up and down season this year. Didn't play all their games with some cancellations. Finished 18-3, won state title in Class 5A. #1 ranking for the entire state of Nevada, regardless of class. Jadyn Donovan. Good defense there inside by Trista Barrett.
So you see, when they tap their chin, Sidwell Friends taps their chin, they want the action of having Jadyn Donovan grab the ball about at the elbow or extend it up at the 3 and allow her to take the ball off the dribble. She can create, she can elevate, or she can dish.
Those active hands just all over. It's 24-8. They're acting like it's a tie game. There's not giving up anything. On the bounds, that'll go the other way. That is another turnover for Centennial. Turnover number 12.
And you give that credit right there to Kendall Dudley, who's all over that play. So how about that on defense? And here she is running the ball up the court. Yeah, #4 ranked sophomore. I feel like that might rise. She might find her way to the top 1 or 2 players in the class by the time she's a senior. I can only imagine the coaches watching and who already know about her to say, oh man, I hope and pray that she comes to my program. Coach's daughter too, so you already know she's coachable. She can take direction. Great team player. I'm sure she and Kiki Rice and junior Jadyn Donovan have just had a heck of a go this season playing together. That must be fun.
Yeah, Coach Dudley saying, I asked her about coaching her own daughter. Said, she does so much of the intangibles that I emphasize, that it just makes it easy. She works hard, she's selfless. Just an extension of mom on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be. If you're going to play, you got to be ready for the criticism and the hard coaching and knowing that's your mom that's doing it. So you got to swallow your pride. And that's what I see when I see Kendall Dudley play. She's the first one you walk in the gym to say hello, introduce herself. So she's got a big character to go along with her game. She just feels really comfortable and vocal out there. I mean, that's just different. To walk into a gym and have a sophomore, really say, hey, Brooke, from across the way. I'm like, I like your energy. I like this.
I walked into the gym too.
Nobody said hi to you?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'll see if it can happen tomorrow for you.
That'd be great. Kiki Rice.
Yeah, in the bag. A great job by Dew to stay in front.
That was UCLA versus Arizona right there.
We're going to see that matchup quite a bit.
Pac-12 preview. And a timeout.
Great footwork by Dew, 6'2" junior guard. Ranked in the top 20 of her class as well. Tough to stay in front of that player right there, Kiki Rice, #1, getting some hard coaching from Tamika Dudley.
Sure, McDonald's breakfast is good. But getting that McDonald's breakfast 2 minutes before it stops being served? that tastes even better.
At Napa, we keep things moving. If it has an engine, we help keep it on the road. And if it's on the road, we have parts for it. And if you need a part, you can get it fast. Because when it comes to serving you, our motor never quits.
There's a moment when we find our stride. And tomorrow belongs to us. This is the moment it all starts. It could happen if we're given the chance to play.
DQ is taking your taste buds for a ride with the new Signature Stack Burger menu, featuring 5 mouth-wowing cheeseburgers, like the loaded A1 Stack Burger and the spicy Flamethrower Stack Burger. Try the new DQ Signature Stack Burger menu today. DQ, happy tastes good.
The Garcias are good at getting the most out of things. And making a little go a long way. And with GoodRx,
Hey, baby, I'm gonna go grab my prescription.
they're good at saving on prescriptions at their pharmacy, too.
Hi, Mr. Garcia.
Hi, I'm here for my prescription. We're using GoodRx.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's a lot better. See you next time.
See you next time. Thank you. Bye, Mom.
You're good with GoodRx.
26th annual WNBA draft from New York City. Monday night on ESPN and the ESPN app. The Washington Mystics, of course, have traded the #1 overall pick to the Atlanta Dream for the #3 pick and a second-round pick. The latest mock looks like this. Melissa Smith was terrific for Baylor. Indiana with 2 top 4 picks. Be interesting to see what happens there. That's the mock according to ESPN.com.
How about the confidence of Melissa Smith? Her Twitter handle now just says #1 on there. I think she thinks she's going first. Yeah, a little confidence from Melissa coming out of Baylor, and Ryan Howard, terrific player for Kentucky. I mean, she's been at pro level for a while now. My pick, my personal favorite of these top 5, and they're all great ladies, but Shakira Austin from Ole Miss started her career at Maryland, ended up with Coach Yo, can literally do everything at 6'5", run point, but the swag and the confidence. And Shakira talked about this. She said, you know, that's what my dad taught me to be like, and so I have no problem expressing myself out there on the court.
Sidwell friends having no problems expressing their talent here on the floor here with a 14-point lead.
What we noticed during that commercial timeout was just how hard Tamika Dudley was coaching her team. Did not like the offense and the way the ball was moving. You don't get to be #1 in the country and undefeated at 28-0 without some hard coaching lessons.
Donovan, Dudley, Rice, Dudley, left hand, just so tough. Top 5 in the sophomore class.
My jaw is dropping when I watch her play. I mean, left-handed, handling the ball the way she does, making good decisions. I mean, there was a backdoor cut to Kiki Rice that was almost open, and Dudley didn't fall for it. You know, it wasn't the sure thing, so she held onto the ball and made a great decision. Pop that, Kiki.
You're gonna have to shout louder.
I guess so.
Dudley with the flip. Good look inside. Donovan, yes.
She's tough. Loves contact. Jadyn Donovan, 6 foot junior. I mean, the size is one thing, but she's got the strength and loves to go right into you as well. She's somebody who could, she can get at the rim. I don't know if we'll see a dunk here in this tournament, but I sure wouldn't mind.
What a turnover there for Centennial. That's number 14 through the first quarter and a half.
Of course, we saw Ashlyn Watkins, who's headed to South Carolina, win the dunk contest in the McDonald's game. And Powerade Jam Fest, so that's the second straight victory for the ladies in the dunk contest. Fran Believe did it a few years ago, 2019. Like, fellas, I guess you got to step your game up. I don't know what to tell you.
It's stacked against us.
Right.
It's absolutely true. Kick out 3. Dudley with the rebound. Dudley putting it up strong. Mary McMorris is trying to make something happen. Rice just stays right in front of her. Gets some help.
Yeah, Rice was not sold on any of those moves. And that's where her soccer game comes into play right there. The footwork, she never stopped moving her feet. And if you're a defender, you can read where the offensive player is going by looking at their hips. They can do all this cross handle, ball fake, whatever you want, but they're not going anywhere unless their hips are going somewhere. So just watch their hips.
I hear they don't lie.
They do not lie. That's correct. A very wise woman said that once. Wasn't Shakira Austin, though?
I know.
It was another
I was
Shakira.
going to use that joke earlier, but waited for the more appropriate time. 3-ball Harmon, yes! Actually, that's a 2, foot on the line. Harmon's having herself a game. Harmon's got 8 of the team's 30 points. Centennial just sitting on 10 here. Jadyn Donovan gets her own rebound. No, rebound here for Taylor Perkins, but gets stripped away. Mary McMorris. And we'll get the foul here on Jadyn Donovan. Kiki Rice getting it done on offense, but defensively makes it happen.
Yeah, watch footwork. Footwork right there. Stays in front, always balanced, playing on her toes, then getting after the rebound. So at 6 feet, she's got terrific size, but it's me. I could watch her footwork all day. I mean, even saving that ball coming up the lane, staying in bounce. Those are the little kind of plays that just, you know, when you're an athlete and you look at that, you're just like, wow, you really just did that.
Harmon nearly just got that steal. What is it about what Sidwell Friends is doing defensively that's giving Centennial such a hard time?
Hands up, they're active, they're talking. There's no space after Centennial catches the ball. I mean, that's about as much space as they've given them all day. But they've bothered them. And then when you got Kendall Dudley on Mary McMorris, that's 6'2" on 5'5". Kiki Rice at 6 foot. She's doing a great job on a 6'2" oversized player. And Donovan can run the floor the way like a point guard.
17 turnovers, just 10 points.
You are lying. 17?
I just fact-checked. 18. Oh, what a feed there from Harmon to Donovan.
Harmon, just a sophomore as well. What a bright future for this program. They might not lose a game for a long time.
20 seconds to go on the game clock here in this first half. Centennial just trying to get something going offensively. Jadyn Donovan called for the foul. Hello, Sidwell Friends.
Well, it's not just the three-headed monster you got to worry about. Leah Harmon can also get it done, but that was the give and go. All right, the long give and go from Jadyn Donovan. And a sprint to the rim. Tamika Dudley has just a plethora of riches to work with. I hear your hello, friends, though. I understand.
Sidwell Friends working on a win for the ages.
Yeah. Oh, here you go.
Winning basketball games, a tradition unlike any other. Quakers
Keep them
from
coming,
DC.
Maddie. Let's go.
I think that's all I've got. 10 seconds to go here in the first half. We peaked early in the broadcast. Here's Kiki Rice. 32-10. Kiki Rice working on perhaps a triple-double type of game. Gets that one in there, but the foul that she will go to the line. That is Marley Long, the sophomore forward. Generally the third player off the bench. Really nice long rebound. Very athletic, play some lacrosse and volleyball as well at Sidwell Friends.
So how about 2 straight quarters Kiki Rice has had the ball in her hands as the clock is winding down and made excellent decisions both times. I can only imagine what the locker room is going to be like if you're Karen Weitz in her squad. I kind of want to be in there just to be a fly on the wall. I don't know if she'll let me, but.
Take your headset off. You know what?
I'm scared. Should I ask? I am curious, though, because you have to find some major motivation here, going into the halftime. This is a tough team. They're well-disciplined, well-coached, but do you have an answer for what Sidwell Friends is bringing? 4
of 19 from the floor was Centennial, and again, Sidwell Friends getting it done on both ends of the floor. A 34-10 game here at the half. It's been all Quakers looking to finish the season 30-0 with a championship.
Hello, Gordon Ramsay. NFL teams are turning to cold with Tide. Will you?
That will never work.
If it works on NFL jerseys, it'll work for you.
Seriously? Just perfect.
And it'll save you up to $150 a year.
And it's cold.
So you will turn to cold?
Fine, I'll turn to cold.
That guy needs to chill out.
This was a cold call.
This is you, right? Like, you're like, bacon, bacon, bacon.
Well, this is you.
I love bacon. Sonic bacon on bacon, quarter-pound double cheeseburger. Okay, you got me.
At JP Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg, a goal to work toward, or the freedom to walk away. With 200 years of experience, personalized advice, and commission-free trades on an award-winning app, we're working for you. Planning, investing, advice. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
This is Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand. This stuff works. This stuff works down to the root, so weeds don't come back. This stuff works without hurting your back. This stuff works guaranteed or your money back. This is Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand. This stuff works.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for McDonald's, that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive.
There's a moment when we find our stride, and tomorrow belongs to us. This is the moment it all starts. It could happen if we're given the chance to play.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for. UFC 273, exclusively on ESPN+. 2 title fights headline a stacked night. Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie, and Sterling versus God. New subscribers get UFC 273 and a year of ESPN Plus for only $99.98. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPP.
Lovely day in Tampa here on the campus of Berkeley Prep. Top private school in Tampa Bay, top 10 in the state of Florida, and the top team in the country. Sidwell Friends getting it done 34-10 here at the half. Last week at Geico Nationals, it was Montverde getting it done in Fort Myers, Florida.
Special Jennings led her Montverde Academy to a national championship. What a game it was. And Montverde got down. They were down 53-46, I should say, but they closed the game out on a 15-4 run behind some great play from Fernanda Ovalle, who is headed to Xavier, and Miracle Shepherd, who's going to be a very hot commodity here as her career continues. There she is right there, number 23. She finished with 16 points. And they also got some great play from another McDonald's All-American, Janiyah Barker. She had 12 rebounds, 8 points, and was a just great teammate in the championship. The men's team won, the women's team won. Both teams down to celebrate. New Hope played an excellent game. Kennedy Fauntleroy ended up with 18 points and 5 assists, 5 steals. But ladies of Montverde Academy cutting down the nets as national champions.
What a great week it was for that team from Florida, 61-57, and Montverde peppering the all-tournament team as well.
Yeah, I just love the game of Miracle Shepherd. I mean, she played her way into a Power 5 big-time conversation. Ovalle going to do big things at Xavier. Janiyah Barker making the squad. Jaylen Brown, who's headed to Louisville. Jalen Ice Brown, I should say. And Sanaya Lawson was really everywhere at all times, but Miracle Shepherd was the MVP of that squad.
Well, Janiyah Barker, number 3 player in the ESPNW. Kiki Rice, the number 2 player in the ESPNW. She's got 7 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal in the first 16 minutes.
There's a moment when we find our stride, and tomorrow belongs to us. This is the moment it all starts. It could happen if we're given the chance to play.
Fridays. Fry days. It's almost like whoever named the best day of the week was trying to tell us to celebrate it with fries. Free Fries Friday at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Okay. One dad. Just go into the house. One mom. 3 kids. 1 pack of Ben's original jasmine rice. 1 pinch of chaos. We're all original recipes.
You want to make pizza night with the family even better? Bam! Get yourself this Parmesan-crusted papadilla. It's like a golden, crispy little fireworks show in your mouth. Get a Parmesan-crusted papadilla, only at Papa John's.
Baseball is back. The greatest game ever.
You got me feeling like
Red Sox, Yankees. Join us for a new season on Sunday Night Baseball.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next?
How do you get in front of companies or get a patent?
Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors just like you for over 35 years.
And thousands of people contact them every month.
You can meet with an InventHelp representative near you who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. And they offer 3D animations and prototyping services, showing companies how your invention could work. And InventHelp's exclusive data bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to confidentially review new ideas like yours.
Don't wonder what to do next. Take action right now and get the help you need from InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today. The call and the information are free. Call now.
800-547-9730. That's 800-547-9730 now.
Sunday is the final day of the NBA regular season. Playoff seeding on the line. Pacers battle KD, Kyrie, and the Nets. 3:30 Eastern on ESPN and the app. We'll get it started with NBA Countdown at 3 Eastern. Look at those Eastern Conference standings. Number 2 seed in the East open among Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia. The Sixers could fall the 5th seed with losing their final couple of games. Spots 7 through 10 in the East will go to Cleveland, Brooklyn, Atlanta, and Charlotte, but the order still to be determined, so a lot to be determined. Sidwell, friends, they've determined they're going to win this game. We're at the half, the State Champions Invitational.
America, I got you.
We told Reggie Miller Wendy's will give away our amazing breakfast biscuits for $1 for every bucket he makes.
No luck.
Truth is, we were gonna do it anyhow.
Want a better biscuit for $1? Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Hello, Gordon Ramsay.
NFL teams are turning to cold with Tide. Will you?
That will never work.
If it works on NFL jerseys, it'll work for you.
Seriously? Just perfect.
And it'll save you up to $150 a year.
And it's cold.
So you will turn to cold?
Fine, I'll turn to cold. That guy needs to chill out.
This is Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand. This stuff works. This stuff works down to the root, so weeds don't come back. This stuff works without hurting your back. This stuff works guaranteed or your money back. This is Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand. This stuff works.
There's a moment when we find our stride, and tomorrow belongs to us. This is the moment it all starts. It could happen if we're given the chance to play.
DQ is taking your taste buds for a ride with the new signature Stack Burger menu, featuring 5 mouth-wowing cheeseburgers, like the loaded A1 Stack Burger and the spicy flamethrower Stack Burger. Try the new DQ signature Stack Burger menu today. DQ, happy tastes good.
The Solo Stove Bonfire is the hottest new reason to get outside. With its signature 360 airflow design, firewood gets just the right amount of oxygen. And since it's easy to light, it gets going fast. It's America's favorite smokeless fire pit for a reason. Bonfire is made for when those good moments become lasting memories. Save $20 using promo code TV20 at solostove.com.
State Champions Invitational is presented by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance. Beautiful day in Tampa. Beautiful day on the campus of Berkeley Prep. Sidwell friends with a 34-10 lead on Centennial. Matt Chick along with Brooke Weisbrod. So if you're Karen Weitz, head coach of Centennial, you're taking this thing, your box score, and just get it out of here, and let's figure out what to do here in the third quarter.
You have to make a goal that you can really hone in on. You know, keep the team to double digits here in the third quarter. Limit Kiki Rice's touches. Keep her to 2 points or less. There has to be something that you can say, all right, we can focus on this as a team, because right now the score, 34-10, this game is well out of hand for Centennial right now. But I think if you can just try to manage number one, which nobody's been able to do, that's why they're number one in the country. She's National Player of the Year. You can at least manage that. You're making some headway here. But the problem is you've got a five-headed monster on the floor at all times, led by number one Kiki Rice, senior point guard headed to UCLA. Such a great team player. Even when her teammates take a bad shot, she is the first one over there to say, you got it next time. And already doing work. 7 points, 6 boards. Getting in the assists column with 4 as well. So she's getting great work in, and some more work to do for Kanaya Boyd and her squad.
Geico first half stats. Yes, Centennial with 18 turnovers, 19 shot attempts.
Whoa, that's good defense. You know, this is a Centennial team. This is a team that won state. And they only have 10 points by halftime. How good does that tell you that Sidwell Friends is?
Points off turnovers, Sidwell Friends 22-5. Points in the paint 22-6.
Wow.
In fact, Sidwell Friends 22 of their 34 points coming off turnovers. That's 65% of their total points. So if you are Tamika Dudley, what do you think the message was at halftime?
Keep your foot on the gas pedal. Don't let up on defense. You know, let's show everybody here. You're on national TV. Let's show everybody why we're the number one team in the country. You know, don't make this game about you. Make it about the team, which I think that's their mentality anyways. You just stay on that same energy. I mean, it should. They came out of the locker room pretty quick, so it's probably short and sweet. Hey, ladies, keep it up. Let's go for round 2.
Ty Miller got the elbow up a little bit, got the nose of Jada Price, and the officials are going to look at her and make sure she's okay. Yeah,
she's in some pain, looking like she's bleeding a bit as well.
That was a really hard elbow on the clear out. And the officials saw that. That's can't feel good.
Well, in game 1, we saw a really physical matchup as well. This game has been a lot more about finesse, I think, than physicality. But there's a little bit of physicality down there in the paint. Dudley and Donovan, 2 players who can really anchor your post.
Certainly so here. I mean, it's a nice entry feed to her, and the door just closes quickly. Kanaya Boyd with the kick. Matt Chick, Brooke Weisbrod, 34-10. Sidwell Friends out of DC. Quakers with the lead on the Bulldog in this inaugural State Champions Invitational on the campus of Berkeley Prep here in Tampa. Tough to travel a long way for an outcome like this, and we see them cut into this lead here in the final 16.
Yeah, and it's tough. You know, you think about the travel and how much you've spent, and then you're playing a great team. But now it's about pride, right? So maybe you can't climb back in this game and get the lead, but you're sure going to play as tough as you can. And I'm not mad at that defense at all by Kanaya Boyd. I like it, trying to go for the steal. I mean, that is essentially what you're playing for at this point, is the pride of your program, knowing that you won a state championship in Nevada. And so you want to make your team proud and just say, hey, like, we put out the best effort we could. We played a team that is better than us, and that's what you're looking at. I mean, how can you defend that?
Jadyn Donovan, top 10 in the junior class, just a dynamic scorer, and she's in double figures with 10.
That's a good decision. And that at least is a good look. You know, it's not been many times where Centennial has even had a good look.
Rice kicks it. Harmon. Rice with the rebound, working on a double-double.
Oh, no, we're going for triple-double today.
She's got 9 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
So watch Kiki Rice leading the charge on the play, finding players, takes contact. It doesn't affect her at all, and then stays after it for the rebound with the quick hands and the turnaround fadeaway.
Kiki Rice, that great footwork to get open. Player of the year in basketball and soccer in the DC area.
Right? So awesome.
Rare turnover, going the other way. Here's Kanaya Boy. All alone for the...
And so finally, Centennial getting on the board through their defense. If they can just make a few more easy plays. I mean, this game, it's really not out of reach. It would take an incredible run from Centennial and to get some more turnovers and try to limit the touches of the big three. But they can at least get a few deflections here or there and like win a quarter.
Look at that entry feed there from Dudley to Rice.
Absolutely perfect. Now watch this run.
Dew. Yeah, look at.
Let's make it look easy. You know, this is a simple play, but Rice is going to go under the defense here, post up. And that's just too difficult for Danae Powell to get in front of the work. You're not just dealing with the point guard, you're dealing with a 6-foot point guard who's got great strength to hold off the defense.
Naismith Player of the Year nationally. McDonald's All-American Kiki Rice foul there on Mary McMorris, the Northern Arizona signee.
Foul's called on Centennial's number 4, Mary McMorris, her second.
Two-time USA basketball gold medalist as well, as decorated a high school player as you will find.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an all-around athlete, you know, at a school where they've built the program up to now undefeated in the season, playing with players who you really like, you enjoy, the chemistry's good. You know, she's just on to great things in the Pac-12. UCLA is getting a fantastic player. I mean, Kiki's the kind of athlete, and so is Jadyn Donovan, that just, it makes you shake your head to think, wow, the level of athleticism at the ages, I mean, sophomores, junior in high school. It makes you wish, you know, at your prime, right, at your best athletic stance, I would have loved to gone up against a player like Kiki just to compare and see how much better the game has gotten. I'm sure she'd break both my ankles on the first play, but I still would like to try.
Not sure Centennial High feels a similar way.
I know, right?
But it is a good measuring stick, and that's one of the great things about this. We talked about these state champions that are coming off the triumph of taking home a state crown and then getting to compare yourself against the great team of another state.
Yeah.
It's a great format.
Yeah, I like this setup quite a bit. Great event put on by Paragon, Raj Ghazi, and his team. Once again, everything is high level, it's professional, and the attention and focus to the girls' game and the growth. That's what's really exciting.
Raj Ghazi, Paragon, and a bunch of the coaches have said how much he and Paragon have meant to the high school game and really built it up to this level.
Yes.
Increasing the profile, increasing the brand of the girls'
Wow.
game. And look at that feed there from Kiki Rice. That is assist number 5.
Give me a no look. And Kia Miller ready to receive that. She's like, yeah, I've seen that a time or two in practice. I know when it's coming.
Another turnover. That is turnover number 20. And a 2-on-1. Nearly another assist. Good defense there.
Hold that in there, Matt.
Danae Powell.
Denied it.
Denied it, yeah. D-Nice, her nickname. Look at the numbers.
Wow. All-around game. Love to see it. You don't have to score 25 to affect a game, but if you're giving me 11 points, nearly 10 boards, half a dozen assists, yes, there is a really good chance my team is going to come out victorious when you have a point guard who is so unselfish. And she's 4 or 5 from the floor. It's not like she's taking bad shots.
Emma Perkins navigating her way to the rim, but unfortunately, Emmy Marshall says no thank you. Gives it up to Leah Harmon.
Kiki gonna have to lead her a little bit more. Get only one dribble. Make sure we count that as assists.
30-point lead here for Sidwell Friends.
The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
At JP Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg, a goal to work toward, or the freedom to walk away. With 200 years of experience, personalized advice, and commission-free trades on an award-winning app, we're working for you. Planning, investing, advice. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Order for a brownie batter shake and a yellow cake batter shake. I'm getting it started. Blending in the brownie pieces.
Order up. Sonic brownie batter and yellow cake batter shakes.
Treating her patients is just the first step. But then Dr. Thompson goes a step further.
Get up on GoodRx to see if we can save you.
She helps them find the best prices with
I did not know
GoodRx.
you can get discounts on prescriptions. Yeah. And it works at my pharmacy?
Yes, it does. Here you go.
Now that's caring.
I think this is, oh, yeah, GoodRx. Hang on a sec. See you in a second. Oh, perfect.
You're good with GoodRx.
Manchik along with Brooke Weisbrod, Sidwell Friends. DC with a 46-13 lead here on Centennial. And look, #1 team doing #1 things with 3:36 to go here in the third. Raj Ghazi is ahead of Paragon, who joins us now, who really spearheaded this whole movement and getting this event on. What, Raj, thanks so much for joining us. And why was it important to put this event on it and start this trend?
Well, as you know, we've had Geico Nationals for 14 years. And in that time, when we started Geico, there wasn't one state in the country that would allow their teams to play in the postseason. It violated their bylaws. We were able to get 8 states to change those rules over the 14-year period. But as Geico has evolved, the independent schools, especially on the boys' side, have become so strong that a lot of the state champions don't necessarily qualify, or it's become 2 levels of competition. That was one reason why we thought we should create this event for state champs. The other reason was, as we talked to more and more states, they all have different bylaws. So California, for example, their teams can only play NFHS-sanctioned teams that play for a state championship. So even though Montverde is sanctioned by the Florida High School Association, Sierra Canyon or Centennial can't play them. We have other states who have different rules where they may recognize independent schools that play in Geico, like in Oak Hill, but they won't let the teams play them. So in order to create a more inclusive environment for a lot of teams that want to play in postseason, we ended up shifting to creating 2 events. One is Geico Nationals for independent 4-year high schools, and then State Champions Invitationals for those teams that actually win an NFHS state championship. Our hope with this idea is to make it more inclusive, to get more states to allow their teams to play, and ultimately to build the tournament to 8 to 16 teams. And that's why we started this year.
I can imagine it's only going to grow, and you know, the effort and attention that you've also put into highlighting girls basketball and girls sports. This is not just a this year thing. You have a long history of being involved, starting with the Champions Classic, and oh, by the way, a coach named Pat Summit.
Yeah, absolutely. Years ago, when I was in another company, we ended up creating the State Farm Tip-Off Classic with Pat Summit, and I actually was the first person many years ago to put the NCAA Women's Golf Championships on live as well. We put the men's on when Tiger, who's playing at the Masters this weekend, was in college. So I've been a big believer in girls sports. In fact, when we started Geico Nationals 14 years ago, we had a girls version as well. And that continues today. I think the great thing about the State's Champions Invitational is we're only going to expand this for boys and girls as we get more teams in. So if we have 8 boys teams, we're going to have 8 girls teams. And I think if you look at the evolution of girls basketball and how well the girls are playing today, the competitiveness, the fact that so many of these young girls now are social media stars, they really have elevated themselves. And much like where NBA players are supporting WNBA players, the one thing that I've noticed in the high school front is a lot of the guys and girls support each other, which is absolutely incredible. We've come a long way over 15 years. We still got a lot of work to do.
Sidwell Friends, they hold out here. They'll take on Lake Highland Prep for the championship. Again, just increasing the brand and the awareness of the women's game and the girls' game. And I was talking to Coach Al Honor last night on the phone, the head coach at Lake Highland Prep, and he wanted to make sure, he's like, please tell Raj and everyone, we're just so grateful for the role that they have played in that. What does that mean to you when you hear a coach say that to you?
Well, it's heartwarming. My wife won 3 city championships in Chicago back in the 90s playing tennis. My daughter played high school basketball, and my mom's got a PhD and always raised us about equal rights for men and for women and the importance of it. Our company, one of my business partners is a woman. Half of our VPs are women. More than 50% of our workforce are women. So for us, I love hearing the thanks, but it's something that these girls deserve. They deserve the stage. They play well. They work just as hard as the boys. And, what I've always told our staff is if we, as people who are the main promoters of nationally televised games in the high school space, if we don't take the lead to promote the girls, who's going to? And so it's something that I think is one of our core responsibilities, one of the core things that we as a company are into. And I give ESPN a lot of credit as well. ESPN has been fully supportive of girls sports. When we created a new series this year called the Girls High School Invitational, and we did a volleyball event, and then we did a basketball event that had Sidwell friends, Desoto, Hopkins, and Grandview in. And ESPN was really receptive to the idea that we need to showcase more girls sports. And, companies like Geico and Axe and others are coming on board as well. And so, this takes schools that want to play. It takes state associations that are willing to participate. It takes television networks like ESPN that are willing to give us the airtime. And then it takes brands and partners like Geico and Axe that are willing to step up. So it's really a community effort to get this done. And in no large part, I give the girls a lot of credit. Their seasons are done. They could easily be on vacation. They'd be playing summer basketball, but they chose to rack it up and play one more time. And as I was talking to Coach Dudley about this event, I told her, hey, we need you guys in this event to help grow it. You're the #1 team in the country. You've already got all the accolades. But we need you here to help create this event so that we can showcase what this is, so we can go get more states on board to sign up for this next year.
I think you had a great point of the community that it takes to put an event like this on, and the growth that we're seeing in the women's game. The NCAA tournament, year after year, ratings are up 30%. So when you have those conversations with Geico, with Axe, with companies that are putting their money into these events, so it just sounds like they're more willing and can see that the women's game, no matter what sport it is an investment. What are they telling you?
What they're telling us is bring us opportunities.
Okay.
So, I think part of the challenge that companies have is they're not in the business of creating events, putting television shows on. They're in the business of marketing and building their brand. So when you're an event promoter like we are, or a marketing agency like we are, it's our responsibility to create opportunities for them to have the chance to say yes to. Yeah. And so they've been very, very supportive, and they want more. They want to know where we're headed in terms of soccer. We've had questions about how about girls lacrosse, because we do boys lacrosse. So, for the first time we put girls high school volleyball on the ESPN networks this year. So it's evolving, and part of this with any of these kinds of events is the more you do and the more you showcase, the better story you have to tell to other brands who want to get involved as well. So, but you got to start from somewhere, like anything.
No doubt.
And I think you're right. The growth of the women's college game, but not only basketball. If you look at the Women's World Series for softball, those numbers are high. Lacrosse has been growing as well. And I think a large part because people are realizing there's value there and there's interest. But I also think the internet and social media and YouTube and Instagram and TikTok have changed the game, because so many of these kids are promoting and creating their own content that people are reacting to. So larger companies also see the fact that AZ Fudd has Instagram followers, and Paige Buckers has 1 million followers. We just had Jada Williams of Montaya Country Day do a takeover for SportsCenter Next. That stuff probably wouldn't have happened 5-10 years ago. So as these young women create their own networks, companies are realizing that a lot of people are interested in who they are and what they do.
Name, image, and likeness has certainly opened the door for companies to see the value that each individual, not just the sport and the team and the program and the school, but the individual player can have for their brand.
Absolutely. And I think NIL, not only on the college level, but now NIL on the high school level is going to start taking over as well. So in California, you can be a high school athlete and do NIL deals, right? In New York, you can. Florida, right now you can't, but they're looking at legislation. So I think ultimately the revenue opportunities for these kids even before they get to college are going to exist. And even if those opportunities don't exist, as I talk to more and more parents, one of my favorite things to do is to talk to parents of these boy and girl high school athletes. One thing I stress upon them is have your child build their brand. They got to build their game on the court, which you guys are experts at, and I'm an expert at branding. Build their brand so when they get to college, they can take advantage of those opportunities as well.
Sidwell friends taking advantage of numerous opportunities. That's turnover number 25 here. Hey, you wanted them to be here, and they're showing why they're the best team in the country.
You know, they are. And you know, they've had a great run. I mean, they beat Desoto twice. You know, the game we had on ESPN Plus was 60 to 55.
52-20 at the end of the third. We'll talk the boys tournament coming up on the other side of this break. It has been the Sidwell Friends show so far. They'll put the finishing touches on this one coming up as they look ahead to tomorrow's championship here on espnU.
At Napa, we keep things moving. When we're not thinking about cars, we're thinking about the people who drive them. Because when it comes to serving you and our community, our motor never quits.
Better ingredients, better pizza means that every bite of this slice just keeps getting better. From the first bite to the dunk. And just when you're thinking this slice can't get any better, you get to that epic stuffed crust that's hand-stuffed with cheese.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Alexander the Great! Korean Zombie does it again! Stand up! So watch out!
There's heat here. These guys do not like each other.
Watch out! Watch out! They're taking notes now! Watch out! They're trying to divide us, but all I hear is blah, 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 blah.
Here's a scary situation. You turn your water on and nothing comes out. Then you look outside and you see water flooding your yard. When your water line breaks, it's likely not covered by your insurance or the city. The repair could cost thousands. I'm Tom Rusin, CEO at HomeServe. We do a repair every 49 seconds, and many are for water lines. With a plan from HomeServe, we'll handle the repair, and there's no worrying about a big bill.
Call 1-877-566-0729 or visit homeserve.com.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4Imprint. Yes, I'd like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member oh yes, certainly. You know we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4Imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow. I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4Imprint, for certain.
Well, coming tomorrow will be a very interesting boys championship game here at the State Champions Invitational. Taylor Hendricks had a double-double, 24 points yesterday. He is headed to UCF along with his brother Tyler, and Marvel Allen, one of the top players in the junior class, will also be taking center stage for Calvary Christian. They will take on a very fundamentally sound and experienced Auburn High School Trojans team out of Washington. That's going to be very interesting. Noon Eastern on ESPN2. Some high-level talent, high-level play. Looking forward to that. And also to make it clear, some folks may wonder, hey, why weren't we invited? Or why couldn't we go? Either your state doesn't allow it or you didn't win a state championship.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. So the idea behind the State Champions Invitational is you got to win to get in. It's like the old NCAA tournament. You had to win your conference to actually play. And so the pressure that this applies, or the excitement it applies for state championships, I think it elevates state championships. So, you know, we thought Bishop Moorman was going to be here. Absolutely. They were ranked top 15 in the country. They were undefeated. They lost to a team that they had beaten 3 times in the regular season in Liberty in their state championship by 2, and they couldn't punch their ticket. Likewise, we thought Garfield would be here. They were undefeated in the state of Washington. They're a traditional power, and then Auburn beat them. They beat another team, and Auburn was not on our radar screen until they won a state championship. And I think for young athletes out there, if you win your state championship and your state allows you to play, you get an opportunity to compete at this level. And I think that's something completely unique to the world of high school basketball that gives a lot of kids who play on teams that may not be recognized in the top 25 or may not have a lot of 5 stars a chance to thrive and shoot for something.
And Raj, what a great way, as we talked to Raj Ghazi, the president of Paragon Marketing Group, a great way for these individual schools and players to grow their brands too. It's like the NCAA tournament. St. Peter's, no one knew who Doug Eddard was or St. Peter's was until they got in, because they earned their way in. They win a couple of games and they're national stars. The same can happen here.
Yeah, and that's happened with teams before that have played in Geico and are going to play here. I'm still amazed because we've put over, our first game we ever put on ESPN was with LeBron James. And we've done over 700 games since, football, basketball, we've added baseball and lacrosse. I'm still amazed at how sophisticated recruiting is, how many camps there are, the internet's there. We still find coaches calling us up saying, you know, you may have been here for Kiki Rice, but another one of my players got a scholarship offer by playing on ESPN. So the power of the brand, the power of television still has a tremendous impact on a lot of these athletes, especially those who are not as highly recruited, who may come from smaller schools, who may come from the Northwest instead of playing on the East Coast. So it's truly a powerful vehicle for the kids and the athletes, and also it's great recognition for high school sports. Great recognition for the state associations of what their championships mean as well.
What we're saying is we need the associations to get on board here and to allow their schools to play. Is that a difficult conversation to have? What is the resistance that you get? Yeah,
it's been a 14-year conversation, and some states have willingly switched their rules. Other states, the state's legislature got involved. But it's hard because what the states say is, listen, we have bylaws that prevent teams from playing. And those bylaws are our season ends when the state tournament ends. Bylaws are you can only practice a certain number of days. Bylaws are you can only play a certain number of games. Our thought is that some of these bylaws are written in the 60s and 70s before kind of the world that exists today. A lot of these kids end up playing travel basketball anyway, so why not stay with their high school team? We didn't have ESPN 40 years ago to create these kinds of events. And the Little League World Series takes place. There's the U.S. Kids Golf Championships that take place. There's national championships for club sports at all levels. And so high school's kind of been that last one that doesn't do it. But here's the interesting thing. Cheerleading in most states is an activity, so it's not governed by the states. So there's a national cheerleading championship that ESPN airs out of Disney. Robotics is an activity. There's a World's Robotics Championship that takes place out televised with all these robotics teams from high schools. So I think states are opening up, and the reason we created this event with NFHS member states only, it gives them one other reason to say yes. That is, we're playing with states that follow similar rules to what we do. We all belong to a national governing body. And it's one less reason for states to say no, and hopefully one more reason for them to say yes. So I can't give you the states' names, but by changing this rule around, I've got an indication from some states that they'll seriously consider allowing teams to play. And that's ultimately the goal. So hopefully a year from now, we've got 8 teams, boys and girls, and we've got more than 8 states actually participating. That would be my goal.
Leah Harmon with a behind-the-back pass at the other end, which is pretty sweet here for Sidwell friends. Is North Carolina one of the, do they allow?
North Carolina doesn't. So North Carolina has publics and privates.
Right.
And in some states like Florida, publics and privates are mixed together. North Carolina, they're separated. So the North Carolina private schools can play in Geico. The public schools have not been allowed to play postseason, but North Carolina was one of those states a few years ago. They had a really good team. And they mentioned to me if we create an NFHS-style event, they would strongly consider it. So it's one of the states that I'm planning to go to for their public schools to play.
It's interesting because that's a selfish question of mine. I live right down the street from Weddington High School, which won 49 straight, won another state title. And one of the coaches said to me, we'd love to be this. I said, I don't know that you can. Right?
Yeah, so what we decided to do this year was, because we put the event together a few months ago, we said there are 8 states that allow their teams to play, right? State of Washington, District of Columbia, Nevada, Arizona, Hawaii, Utah, Arizona, Florida, and Georgia. And these are the states that we've worked with. So we said, let's go with these states for now because they know the event. We've got great relationships. let's build the model, let's create a case study, let's have feedback from these coaches, and then we're going to go to North Carolina, we're going to go and talk to Alabama, we're going to go to New Jersey and New York and California and Texas. And I sometimes feel like even though I'm in business, I'm a lobbyist, right? And I got to pass an act of Congress. It's great that we have Sidwell friends here from D.C. Maybe they got some good lobbyists for us. But I got to pass an act of Congress with every state. But I've been working it, and a lot of the states are open to the idea, and it's a process. We did Geico for 14 years. I joked I'm 55. If I work for 15 more years till I'm 70, I'll put 30 years in trying to make this happen. If it can't happen after 30 years, it's just not going to happen. But I think we'll be sitting here in 5 to 7 years with a lot more states involved is my hope.
This would be so cool. I mean, you could just see it where you just have just bragging rights. That's what makes college football and basketball so, hey, my conference can beat your conference. My state can beat your state. It's just a really cool thing. That's why we love the Little League World Series.
Yeah, and think about our girls' invitational that we did. So we had #1 Sidwell Friends. We had #2 Desoto. We had #3 Hopkins. And then we had Grandview out of Colorado, who had the #1 player, Lauren Betts. The excitement in that building for those games was absolutely off the chart. We helped determine the #1 team on the court. Now, think about if we could get the California teams to play postseason along with the Texas teams and with the Sidwell Friends and with the Florida and Georgia. All of a sudden, now you're talking about, and you know, Brooke, you talk about growing the game, and you've been working on growing the game ever since you played college basketball, right? Even high school. Well, what better way to grow the game than to have a post? So think about this. Think if the NCAA women's basketball did not have the NCAA tournament. Where would NCAA women's basketball be just with regional tournaments and conference championships versus what it is with the NCAA tournament? So if you believe in growing the game, you got to believe in these kinds of opportunities. I one time had someone say to me who wouldn't let their teams play postseason, we're not about the 1% of teams or the 1% kid. We're about the 99% of teams. And my response was, the 1% inspire the 99%.
Great take.
So when John Shire, the new coach, was at Duke, he goes to a high school that's 5 minutes from me. So when he was in high school, he won a state championship. And I asked the coach, what's the impact he's had? He goes, my enrollment in youth basketball camps is 5 times over.
Wow.
So that's what these girls can do for other girls.
It's a great point and great perspective. 56-24, the final. 3:42 here in this semifinal. Coming up.
This is Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand. This stuff works. This stuff works down to the root, so weeds don't come back. This stuff works without hurting your back. This stuff works guaranteed or your money back. This is Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand. This stuff works.
DQ is taking your taste buds for a ride with the new signature stack burger menu, featuring 5 mouth-wowing cheeseburgers, like the loaded A1 stack burger and the spicy flamethrower stack burger. Try the new DQ signature stack burger menu today. DQ, happy tastes good.
It only takes a second for an everyday item to become dangerous. Tide Pods Child Guard Pack helps keep your laundry packs in a safe place and your child safer. To close, twist until it clicks. Tide Pods Child Guard Packaging.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for McDonald's, that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive.
There's a moment when we find our stride, and tomorrow belongs to us. This is the moment it all starts. It could happen if we're given the chance to play.
Germs invade through your nose, the body's air filter. But how do you clean it? Navage uses powered suction to help flush out congestion, allergens, mucus, and viruses. Millions use drug-free Navage to breathe better and feel healthier. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The State Champions Invitational is presented by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
But I also have some pretty dope news for you, Kiki. Not only are you the State Gatorade Player of the Year, you're the Gatorade National.
When she was told that she was the Naismith National Player of the Year, and showing why today, Brooke Weisbrod.
I mean, just the skill set is complete, and she's still on the floor now, and you can see why. She's just the ultimate teammate, unselfish, but gonna kill it at the next level. We still on triple-double watch. We got 3 more assists to go. We got plenty of time.
Might just do that. 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. here with Raj Ghazi, who is the president of Paragon Marketing Group, who puts on this event, got this event together, and it's the first of many. It's the inaugural, meaning it will be annual eventually coming up next year. And so, Raj, to get a player of her caliber, number 2 in the espnW rankings, what's the significance of that for this event?
Oh, it's tremendous. I kind of call her a Triple Crown winner for high school basketball because she won the Naismith Player of the Year, the Gatorade Player of the Year, and she was the McDonald's All-American MVP as well. So she knocked out all 3. Plus, she's the number 1, on the number 1 team and the number 2 player in the country. I think, a couple of years ago we had AZ Fudd when she was a sophomore play, Paige. So getting athletes of that level who are that well known in these events is critical. It was interesting because Austin Rivers played on ESPN 6 or 7 times. I mean, that's going back a while. And one of the things about having him when he was the number 1 player was that they help elevate the game. They help elevate the presence. They create social around for us. And people are interested in watching them play. The UCLA fan base wants to see how Kiki's playing. So getting great teams is great, but then also getting great stars is great. And she's a phenomenal ambassador for the game.
And I think you made a great point, too, about just the social media stars. And that's one area where, girls and female athletes, they do have an edge over the boys. We saw it last night at the banquet. They were embracing the selfie ring light, the TikTok, all of that. And I think that's what appeals to brands, is they know they're willing to tell the story.
So we had, after our girls volleyball event, we had handwritten notes mailed to us from the participants. And last night, when you saw the girls as well, and I think the girls deserve this, but they also appreciate it because they realize they have not always been treated fairly. They've not always had the same opportunities. And so the coaches, Tamika's called me a bunch of times thanking me for this, and I'm always thanking them. But it's them